Upon ensuring scene safety, controlling traumatic bleeding, and forming a general impression of the patient, our next critical step is to ascertain whether a positive mechanism of injury is present. MOI, or mechanism of injury, refers to the method by which the injury occurred. A positive MOI implies a significant force or event likely to have caused serious harm, such as vertebrae fractures. Remember, the spinal column extends from the skull base to the pelvis, so any injury here is of grave concern. Let's consider examples of events that might result in a positive MOI. These include falls from a height greater than 3 times the patient's height, direct trauma to the head, neck, or spine, high-speed collisions, and other high-energy impacts. Lightning strikes also fall under this category. In each case, the potential for serious spinal injury exists. If the patient is presenting with an obvious fractured extremity, then you should assume a positive MOI. If the patient is not responsive, or we have no idea how the patient was injured, we should always assume a positive MOI until proven otherwise. When encountering a patient with a suspected positive MOI, our response is methodical and cautious. First, approach the patient from a direction where they can see you without moving their head, while saying at the same time, "Keep your head still. I'm concerned about your spine." Introduce yourself to the patient, stating your qualifications and seeking their permission for assistance. For instance, in my case, I would say, "Hello, my name is Jeff. I'm certified in wilderness first aid. May I assist you?" If the patient is unresponsive, implied consent under Good Samaritan laws apply, allowing us to proceed with necessary care. If the patient is responsive and consents, you may proceed. If they decline, do not provide physical aid, but call for emergency services or alert the authorities in the area. In the case of a positive MOI, it's imperative to stabilize the patient's head and neck. Use items like a baseball cap, towel, or other available materials to place below their chin as a reminder to keep their head still. Place something like their backpack against the patient's head as a further reminder to keep their head still. Communicate what you're doing with the patient at all times, even if the patient is not responsive. Put on personal protective equipment, such as medical gloves, before you proceed with the primary assessment. After addressing immediate concerns and stabilizing the patient, we'll transition to the next step of the primary assessment, which is airway. You can use the workflow diagrams found in Wilderness First Aid Made Easy to help you remember the steps while you practice the patient assessment.